Hello, this is Kamish. We're here with the Patreon podcast. I am here with Big Sky Bridget. We're going to talk about our trip to Moscow, Idaho, which I think I'm saying it wrong. Do I say Moscow right? Is it just
Moscow.
like Moscow? Moscow?
Moscow.
Okay. I still want to call it Moscow, but
Moscow.
that's not correct.
Like the
You can
Genghis
tell I'm
Khan
not
song.
from there.
It's
Yes.
okay.
So
He not from around
we're
here.
going to talk about. I'm not from around there. We're going to talk about my trip up there. Also, Bridget's trip over there because this was her first trip to the Kibbie Dome too. And so we're going to break down the trips, like our journeys just to get there. We'll talk about our drive just to get there, what we did in Spokane, and then really just about the Kibbie Dome itself, the trip there, the trip back, all of the stuff, and as much information as possible, because we want to thank you, our patrons, for supporting the committee and basically furnishing a trip like this for us to take. Also, I want to thank my wife, my mom, my kids again for allowing me to do this. I'm sure Bridget wants to thank some folks too.
Yes. The same. My husband was here with the kids. We had the in-laws kind of on standby if we needed reinforcements. But just supporting me going and doing more sicko stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, I can't imagine if I was like 20 something doing this and just like could just take off and go.
Just bail. Yeah.
And not just have to worry like, whatever, man, my apartment's my apartment. And then
Right. Or like the worst you
I,
have to worry about is like your cat. Somebody dogs it.
yeah, you got like a pet, like can somebody watch my cat? Or I got an automatic feeder or
Right.
whatever.
Like just come check on him, give him scritches a couple times.
Yeah, something like that. It's just it's a little bit different when we have to get the families involved, but
it's way different than when I was like, oh, I'm gonna go spend 3 months living in Asia and do language study, and all I have to worry about is myself. And now I'm like, okay, I got to make sure the kids have lunches. Do you want me to make any extra food so you don't have to cook while I'm gone?
Yes. So I mean, there's stuff like that. I had to get the house ready. I had to get my mom. Like I have to physically fly in my mom from Florida each time I take one of these trips, and so she'll come in. I'll leave that first weekend. She'll hang, and then like the next week she'll be at the house, like having me sand my back deck, which I've just restained now, along with a whole bunch of other stuff. A bunch of other stuff. So I want to thank them up front. I know you're patrons and you may not care, but without them and you, this trip would have never happened. So I just want to
like
thank
even on
y'all.
the regular, it takes a lot for us to be able to do this with the sickos. Like just juggling what we do on the regular with our own lives and then with each other's lives. So we really do appreciate every one of you who supports what we do so we can do more stuff like this for you guys. And have the freedom to be able to go do stuff like this and know that people will be interested in what we're doing versus just like, I'm just going to go take a trip and I'm going to spend my own money and hopefully somebody sees it and enjoys it.
True. It's a little bit different. So let's get started up front. We're going to talk about our travels on how we got to Spokane, because that was our home base for the trip. The reason it was our home base for the trip is because Wazoo had a game against Toledo, and then Idaho had a game against Portland State at the same time. Hotels in Pullman and Moscow area, Moscow, we got to say it right. In the area, we're going for like about $750 a night.
Yeah, it was parent and family weekend at Wazoo that weekend.
Yeah,
so literally everybody and their mom was in Pullman.
So I was hoping, like when I went there, I was like, maybe we could do a double dip. We can go to both games. And I was like, no, they're going to have them start at the same damn time. So I'm like, okay, fine.
Because they didn't have the times announced initially for both games. So we're like, oh, like that might be possible. Because literally 5-minute drive, like 10 tops, if you hit a stoplight.
Yeah, if you hit the light in between the border.
The one like right by the airport. That's it.
And then the weed dispensary right on the border of Washington and
Shout
Idaho.
out to Floyd.
So yes, Shout out to Floyd's cannabis dispensary, right on the border. Great. Uh, one thing I just want to say is like the trip there for me. This is probably, I'd say, the most miles I've ever traveled for a game. Um, like total to go to a football game. So this is something that my longest journey. I had to take 2 flights. Bridget, your journey was a little bit different. I'm sure you've driven more or flown more for a game. What was
Actually,
your journey
like,
like
as I'm
there?
thinking about it, I don't think I have. Like,
Ooh,
I never did the Apple Cup, which is about the
okay.
same amount of driving. Because I was in grad school at the time. So, like, you're right in the middle of finishing your seminar papers, working on thesis stuff. And MSU, like, I mostly just stayed home for games because I feel like we had games pretty much every weekend and tickets were free. So it was easy to go. Um, I don't know if tickets are still free. I think they are. They are for Grizz students. Um, but yeah, I don't think I've ever traveled this far. Well, so for a football game, yes. I've traveled. I went from Bozeman to San Diego to go to a couple games. One was on Monday Night Football for the Chargers, and one was a playoff game, like the first year that they got into the playoffs when they were good with Breeze and LT. But
Oh,
for a college football game, no. Yeah, my friend's family had season tickets since like the 60s. And we just used his tickets and went, and it was a lot of fun.
so you
But
started
yeah,
from
this
Bozeman
was
to
so yeah, I went Bozeman to San Diego for those games.
whew,
Yeah,
okay. That was
it
a
used to,
drive?
no, God, no. Well, I
Okay.
have done that. No, I've done that drive.
Oof. Oof.
We did that
Ouch.
drive. Our graduation trip. One of my two of my best friends went from Bozeman to San Diego and then back up the PCH. We spent some time in San Diego. Me and one of my best friends went to Disneyland one day. Hung out at the beach. One of my friends was looking at grad schools down there, so we looked at those for her. And then we drove the PCH to San Francisco. And then one friend flew back to Japan from San Francisco because he was moving home after graduating. And then, well, yeah, because it was partially like, oh, let's like do a graduation trip. Oh, you're moving back to Japan. You should go like on a trip. So let's all just pile in a car and go.
Mm.
So we like drove all over California, spent like the day in San Francisco. And then me and my other best friend drove back from San Francisco to Bozeman on like the longest drives
Sheesh.
of our life.
Oh my God. I can't
It took, I
imagine.
swear to God, it took like 8 hours just to get out of California. Like, and I was the most hungover I've ever been in my entire
No,
life driving home from that.
I
Because we
can't
went out in
imagine
San
what that.
Francisco with one of my friends who lived there.
Oof.
And I had way too many Tokyo teas, which is
Okay.
like a Long Island iced tea, but with Midori.
Oh, green.
And
Okay.
I had like at least 4 of those
Oh,
just at the first stop we went to.
oh no.
And then we went and did karaoke at another spot and got a bunch of drinks. And yeah, I was not my best self after that. But that's college for you. This time though, much more awake, much more on my A game. Rented a car here in Missoula, which I just done about a month ago. So I showed up to the place and they go, "Where are you going this time?" And got to talk about doing stuff with the Sickos and the Kibbie Dome, Big Sky football in general.
Yeah.
All the dudes there are really nice, talking about just going to different games and having fun with that. So shout out to the dudes at the Enterprise here in Missoula, and rented a Ford Escape because they had
Escape.
blue or gray. So I chose the gray.
Okay.
Because that's what they had for an all-wheel drive. I was honestly expecting I was going to get a Jeep because last time I was there, they had like 4 to choose from in different colors. So I was like, a Jeep would be fine. Like, I know how to drive a Jeep. I haven't driven a Ford since I had a Ford Focus, which is the car that we took on our Bozeman trip.
Oh.
Yeah, I literally just like got the car, came back to my house, loaded up my camera gear, my like clothes, loaded up the cooler full of energy drinks because we were going to have a lot of driving ahead of us.
For sure.
A couple snacks, and hit the road at about like 9:30, 10 o'clock. I didn't have to leave super early because I don't know if you know this, listeners, but there's a time change when you hit northern Idaho. Because northern Idaho is in Pacific time and southern Idaho is in mountain time.
Yeah.
Because Spokane and Coeur d'Alene are so close together that they need to be on the same time zone, because a lot of people will work in one and live in the other. So you hit the time zone once you hit Lookout Pass in Montana, on the Montana-Idaho border. So you gain an hour going that way, but you lose an hour coming back. So I didn't have to leave as early as I would have if I were driving the other way. So literally just like 9:30, easy drive, stopped for gas. Well, actually, I didn't stop for gas. I think I stopped once I got to Spokane. I had time to kill before picking Kamish up at the airport. So I was like, okay, I don't want fast food, but I don't want a sit down restaurant because that's going to take too long, because I only have like maybe half an hour, 45 at most, depending on when your flight got in and like how long it took you to get your bags. So I just found a little brewery just kind of off the interstate and just posted up there for like 20 minutes. And then I sat down and they handed me my beer, and Kamish says, "I've got my bag." And I go, okay.
Yeah, my trip was a little bit different. So I'm coming from San Antonio. You know, I'm trying to book a flight, and like none of these flights are lining up. It's like I'm gonna have to like leave so freaking early in the morning.
Yeah. I had even suggested, like, you want to just fly to Missoula and drive over with me? Like, would that make it easier for you?
That wouldn't even worked out. Like,
No.
I would have had to go to like Denver or Salt Lake and still get there. It would still take the same amount of time, and then we'd have to drive. So it wasn't working out that way.
There's no good way to get to Spokane.
No.
There isn't.
So and then like San Antonio is not necessarily that big of an airport, or it's like you're leaving Texas. They're probably going to force you to go through Dallas or Houston. But you know, I was able to get San Antonio to Phoenix, and then Phoenix to Spokane. The one thing when I get to the airport, you know, leaving at like 9 a.m. Central, which is not bad for a San Antonio flight. Typically, I'm leaving at like 6 a.m. Got to get there at like 4 a.m. So this is not too bad. The only problem is when I get there, as soon as I check in, like I look at the board and like everything's on time. As soon as I check in and give them my bags, they're just like, "Oh, your flight's delayed." I'm like, "Oh no." And so I had like an hour and like 10-minute window without the flight delay to catch my next one in Phoenix. And then as soon as it was delayed by like 30 minutes, now it's like, okay, you're in the danger zone. You're going to miss your connection. I'm like, "Oh no." So there was a little bit of like, they got us in on the plane fast, boarded, and then I don't know how they make up time or whatever. They just go faster.
It's magic, dude. They've done that when I've had international flights and I've had really tight connections to begin with. Like,
so like everybody on the plane had a tight connection. So there was none like, "Hey, let's hop to the front." Like everybody
or let the people like who have tight connections, like, because I've had that like even recently in my last flight to Seattle. They're like, let everybody who's got a connection get up first, and then if you've got more than like 2 hours or you're
everybody
here,
had a connection.
let everybody
like, my flight's already boarding. So my main thing is like, okay, I got to use the restroom, and where is my connection? So I get in, and we're in this weird section, the Phoenix airport, at like the end of a gate. And so I get into gate 10, and then we're leaving out of gate 14. And I get out of 10 and I turn to my left, and there's 14. So it's like in this little hub. I'm like, perfect, I'll use the restroom. And then they're boarding. As soon as I get off the plane, they're boarding. And I'm like right on another plane. Like, no, like I just catch it perfectly. I think I was like 3 boarding groups away when I get to Phoenix. They're like, they're on like group 5, and I was boarding group 8 after using the restroom, whatever. Get on there, get on the flight, smooth flight. I'm like, I was incredible. There was a bunch of Wazoo people, and they were like mean mugging me for wearing the Big Sky sweatshirt.
Which is so weird, dude.
It's weird, like, because there's like Wazoo people in first class, and like, I mean, they're in like really nice Wazoo gear. Like, I mean, this is like official, like, oh, you're part of the coaching staff gear,
Yeah.
or like your super rich boosters gear. And
Boosters. Yeah.
they were giving me like the eye for the Big Sky Conference thing. I'm like, is he with the conference himself? Because like Eastern Washington's near. Is he Idaho? Typically it's one of the two if you go into Spokane.
Yeah.
And Wazoo's kind of, I don't think Wazoo likes either one of them.
Yeah.
So,
Maybe they're just jealous of the best conference in football. I mean, who's to say?
I mean, again, just join the Big Sky, Wazoo. It's perfect.
It's right
Uh,
there.
it's right there. There is. So I worked for Washington Mutual in like 2007, 2008, a part of like the economy crash. And then so like I put on the Big Short movie on the flight up, and I was just like, okay. Because I was in like the home equity line of credit thing, and I was like, okay, this gives me a different view of what occurred. Because basically my view was like everybody's like the property thing valuation bubble bursted, and we just cut off everybody's home equity line of credit. And so this gave me a different view of like what actually occurred, and why everything went belly up like that. And Washington Mutual, who I worked for at the time, after that movie was no more. Which
They got
amazingly,
absorbed into space.
I was still amazingly able to hold on to the job. So I get into Spokane, and we get in early, and I'm like, Bridget, I'm here. I got my bag. This airport, Spokane, I mean, tiny, I will
Mm-hmm.
say. I didn't know what to expect, but it's like the only, like, I guess, major airport, international airport in the area for
5
like,
hours.
yeah, like
So your
Seattle's the other
closest
way.
airport is Seattle,
Yeah,
which I've driven from Bozeman to Seattle to catch a flight before. Don't recommend
yeah,
it.
don't.
And then it's Missoula, and then
Yeah,
it's Salt Lake, and probably
maybe like
Portland after that.
Portland. Yeah, so it's just like there's really nothing in the area. We're going into this area, and so I text Bridget like, "Hey, I got my bag." Like, I mean, like the TSA terminal is like so short there. It's ridiculous. I get my bag. And the first thing we plan to do is like, let's go to Cheney, which Cheney is like really close to the airport. I would say maybe like 15 minutes away from the airport.
Yeah, 15, 20
Uh,
tops.
maybe. And so we go to Eastern Washington. We had emailed Eastern Washington, the folks there. I was like, hey, we're in the area. We're going to the Idaho game. Can we go check out your field? Can we walk on the field? We want to go see the Inferno in person. Uh, They said, yeah, the gate's going to be open. Band practice is going to be there. Track practice is going to be there, but you're allowed to come on. Which we got to go walk on Roos Field, which the red was, I mean, it didn't seem like intense as when you were in person.
Yeah, so Big Sky Commish Tom Wistrcill had said that the Boise State field looks better on TV than it does in person, and the Eastern Washington field looks better in person than it does on TV. And listeners, he's correct. Like, it's really, like, it's actually nice in person.
Yeah.
It's got the track around it, which helps a little bit, but then the end zones are black.
Yeah.
And that helps sort of bring down the intensity of the red. Like, it makes it pop, but it doesn't make it hurt your eyes as much when
No.
you're looking at it in person.
No, it was a nice little stadium. Like good stands. Like just looking at the pictures of it online don't really do it justice. And my kid's favorite color is red. And so we did a FaceTime with him on the field, and he was like, I want to go to Eastern Washington now because they have the red field. So it was great. It was a fun little like
Excursion.
field, little trip, little excursion to the town. We were looking for some food options in Cheney. It didn't seem like they had much. So we're just
Yeah, like there were diners, there were a couple like
yeah,
kind of like fast casually
yeah,
sort of spots, but nothing was really hitting.
no,
And,
nothing
we
really
like
called
I've been
us
driving, Kamish had been on a plane, and it was
for
kind of
like
like,
6
let's just
hours.
find somewhere to sit. We're also not super hungry because I don't know, like I don't really eat much when I travel. So I'm like, I just want like a couple munchies and like some to drink.
I think if we had a little bit more time or maybe like advertised Cheney, we could have found a spot. But I'm fine with like just heading back to Spokane. We had to get to the hotel. I was like you have that high after you get off the plane, you're on the ground, you're like, "Yay, I'm finally here." And then like it slowly creeps on you like, "I've been up since like 4 a.m. or 5 a.m."
Mhm.
And it's just like
Especially
that
if you
just
haven't
starts to
eaten
set in.
and even, like, airport food, like, it'll get you through, but
It's like
it's not
all
gonna
I
really do it for you, and you didn't have time to stop and get food, so you're working on
mm-mm.
airplane snacks.
All I had was those like Biscoff cookies and some ginger ale. That's it.
Yeah, which are
That was all.
clutch, like, I've definitely had, like, when I save the Biscoff cookie and it's, like, 1 a.m. and I can't go to sleep, and I'm like, "Shout out to the Biscoff cookie."
Yeah. So like we were like, let's head back to Spokane, but let's try to get something to eat before we get into the hotel because apparently linear time was a mistake and it wasn't time to check into the hotel yet. It was still like 3 and we
Or,
couldn't
like,
check into the
we'd
hotel.
check in and then, like,
We're
I don't
not gonna
know,
go back
we'd
out.
both get
Yeah.
in and, like, pass out.
It almost happened. Uh like so we go to some place, it's a brewery, it's called the Iron Goat, which is like in like downtown Spokane. Um right off the interstate. And I mean right next to like an elevated railroad tracks, which apparently Spokane has a lot of railroads, which I
You
didn't
can
know
still
that.
catch Amtrak through there. It goes
Yeah,
through at night.
it's
It's not
crazy.
bad.
No,
I got
so
abandoned there by Amtrak once.
not good. Uh, so we get there and we was like, hey, let's just get like some appetizers. So we ordered like 3 appetizers. These are like the biggest appetizers that I've ever had.
It was a meal, y'all. Each
It
of
was like
these was a meal unto itself, and we go, "Oh."
I was like, let me get some hummus. Like on the plate was like a full tub of hummus that you would get from the store.
And, like, just a grip of vegetables to dip,
It's in
which
everywhere,
they were
man.
good, and, like,
Yeah.
the hummus looked
Delicious.
really good, but I'm like, "That is so much hummus." Like, this would feed both my kids for
They
dinner.
had a they had a beer there that I tried that had like some peppers in it, and like it was a beer that
Yeah, it was
it
their La
tasted like
Chola
a
Mexican lager, but it
yeah,
had, like, hatch chilies and serranos.
yeah. It tasted like drinking salsa, but not in a bad way. I just like I don't think I
Yeah,
could
the
have
dude
handled
there
a
is like
pint.
my wife really likes it, but she can't, like, finish a whole pint. He's like, I never finish one." It's too much with the spice. So but they had a lot of really good beers. If you're ever in Spokane, like, go pick up, like, at least a sixer if you're in the area.
Good. Yeah, you got a sixer off of this stuff, right?
I did. I grabbed it because I was like, "We're not gonna wanna go out again when we get back."
Yeah.
And, like, when we get back from Idaho tomorrow, and if I wanna just, like, chill, um, like, if I wanna have a beer while I'm going through my pictures, if I wanna have a shower beer, then I would like to have a beer readily available. So I picked up a sixer, and then I didn't have to go to a store.
Perfect. So we get back, we check in the hotel. It's like one of those dated hotel towers in downtown Spokane. It's like the heyday of the '80s that they build these huge towers, '70s and '80s, and it's just
Next
like
to the convention center as well,
right
and
next to the convention center. We're just like, okay, fine, we're downtown, perfect. We were within walking distance of a couple of different things. I almost fell asleep like putting my, and I was like, I gotta get up and eat something because all I've had is hummus and Biscoff cookies. We go to this place called the Onion.
the Onion. Yeah,
The the let me say that
it's
in Cajun man voice. The Onion.
Onion.
That's right.
The Onion. They've been downtown forever because I feel like when I was looking for places to eat before we left or before I left Missoula, I was talking to my husband who like had family in Seattle, so they would meet halfway in Spokane fairly
Yeah.
often, and like they would eat at the Onion. And I think the last trip when I did that with my in-laws, God, like 8 years ago, we ate at the Onion because it's there. It's good, like American pub food.
Yeah.
You can get a beer,
Appar-
you can watch some sports.
Apparently a gigantic onion ring place too. So
Yes, which
yes.
I'm a big fan of. I enjoy the onion rings.
And they had Cougar Gold
They
cheese. So
did.
that was cool.
That was a kind of a selling point for me because I was like,
Yeah.
I've never had that. I should
Yeah.
try it.
Yeah. It was good. Um, so we went ahead and we ate there and then we kind of called it a night. We watched I think Virginia Tech beat Cal in OT or double OT
That did you watch? No, you watched that in your hotel
in the
room.
hotel room. But
Yeah.
we watched North Texas throw for like 600 yards.
Yeah, we watched the Drew
Mestamaker.
Mestamaker game.
Yes.
Because they had every TV. We sat at the bar.
Yeah.
Because it was just easiest, and they had like every TV had the Blue Jays game on, and I was still feeling personally victimized by the Toronto Blue Jays. So we asked, like, hey, can we just change like one TV to college football? Just like put it on ESPN2 and we'll be happy. And they were very nice. The servers were fantastic. They were really kind and funny. So they gave us our college football. We watched a little bit of, was it the Montana game that was after that on ESPN2? They had some Big Sky After Dark.
I can't remember what it was. Sac State and
was it the Sac State
and Montana?
Where they were playing in Sac State and the AD had been chirping?
Yes.
Yeah.
The president was chirping.
Yeah, the president. Yeah. So we watched a little bit of that. We ate some food. We munched out, had a couple beers, and then just like walked back to the hotel. Kamish finished watching football. I got myself ready with like camera stuff for the next day. Just made sure everything was charged. Because we had like not like a super early start, but an early enough start that you want to get to bed at a reasonable hour.
For sure. So linear time was a mistake. We go to bed. Next morning, we're like, let's wake up. It's time to drive to Moscow. I think the one thing that the drive down was kind of crazy because the game was at like 1 p.m. Pacific, so like 3 p.m. Central my time. So we had to get out of town. We got out of town relatively early. I think we left at like
it was like 8:30.
Yeah, 8:30 to get down.
Because we had about a 90-minute drive to get down there.
Yeah, hour and a half to get down there. So we get down there and we go the way to go through Pullman. We just wanted to see. I just want to see what Pullman was like. But it was a bit of an interesting drive because it was pretty cool. It was like scenic. It was weird, like rolling hills, but like the hills were, I would say like they were blonde, which is strange.
Yeah, listeners, while you're listening to this, just pull up the Wikipedia article for the Palouse. Palouse. It is a specific region of Eastern Washington that's its own kind of ecosystem. It's really beautiful if you've never looked at it. It's not quite high desert, but it's not quite plains, and it's very interesting.
It was just basically something that I've probably never seen before, and I don't think there's any type of like region that I can think of anywhere else that would have like vegetation like this.
No, because the topography reminds me of spots in Wyoming, but vegetation is, I think, unique to the Palouse. Yeah,
there was. I mean, it was kind of like farmland, but like on hills, but not exactly like a prairie. It was quite unique in an interesting drive. Like this drive down from Spokane, it's not 2 lanes each way. There's some sections that it was 2 lanes each way, but most of the time it's a 1 lane each way journey. And we had to stop and get gas at some place. I forgot the name of the town. It started with an S, whatever.
It wasn't. Was it in Sprague? Did we? I don't think we stopped in Sprague.
I think it was Sprague, right?
It might have been Sprague. But we had to stop, and it was just like tiny gas station, little tiny town.
Yeah.
No stoplights.
Yeah, none. Spangle was the name.
Spangle, that's right. Because I'm like Sprague's the other way, but we stopped for gas just real quick. Continued, went down to Pullman, and just kind of drove through. Did a drive-by of the stadium. And my husband almost went to Wazoo for college. And I asked him, what was it like? He's like, well, they picked the one hill in town and then they built the college on it. And listeners, that is correct. Because you come down the big hill into town, and you wind down and you wind down and you wind down, and then you get to where Wazoo is, and it's just a hill. Like everything's on the hill.
Man, I really I really enjoyed the drive. It was quite scenic. I'm just glad it wasn't raining on the way down.
Yeah. Yeah, it was supposed to
It was supposed
be
to
kind
rain
of
all day.
icky the whole day. I mean, it's like fall, winter in the Pacific Northwest. It's going to be rainy. I was expecting snow on my drive, at least one of my ways. So I'm just glad that we didn't have to deal with that, because that would have made country driving more of a challenge. But it was nice the whole way. It was mostly sunny, a little cloudy, but not bad. So we got a good drive down. We got to see, like as we were driving down toward the border to Idaho, get to see the Kibbie Dome coming up over the horizon. And just like, there it is. It's just right there, just hanging out. Also on a hill, but not as big a hill as Wazoo.
Yeah, true. So we get through the Wazoo section, which is a bit curvy. We maybe get a little lost. We may miss a turn or something. Or the turns were kind of strange. But then we
the
get
turn just like, so you come over the border, and then the
Yeah.
first stoplight is the turn that you make to go to the university. It's literally over the border.
Yeah,
and I go, oh, that's my turn. Skirt.
We're here. I'm like, what? Okay. So we get through, and it's just basically it's was it like 270? Basically the thing is called the Pullman Moscow Highway, and I'm like, okay, this is basically it. So as soon as you get through, like it's like 270/8 or whatever, because like it's 8 in Idaho. As soon as you get, like, you can see the Idaho side, the Kibbie Dome's right there.
Mm-hmm.
Like I was kind of like shocked that the highway, like the Kibbie Dome's like right there. Like,
Yeah,
you
like
can see the Kibbie
I
Dome.
thought the university was more like in the town. Like you'd have to
Yeah.
drive a little bit more into Moscow to see it.
No.
And nope, there it is, right there on the border.
No, it's right there. It's like, bam. Here's, like, if you look at the map, it's just basically here's Moscow, and then like university right there. Like you can see the Kibbie Dome right from the highway. It's just like, you got to be kidding me. So we've been emailing Jarek. Jarek's like, hey, let's go to the media lot, and just park your car there. I was like, do we need a pass? He's like, no, I know who's in there. You don't need a pass. So I was like, okay, we're gonna go hit
Which
up
was
the
very
bookstore.
helpful.
Yeah, it's just like, I know
because we
who's
didn't
in
have
there.
to pick anything up ahead of time for like,
nothing.
I've had to do
which was
that
great.
at, like when I went to Bozeman last year. Had to meet up with Jay Arnold to get my media pass and my parking pass.
Yeah. So like we go to the bookstore, which is nice. I buy a bunch of stuff for my kids, mom, and wife, and everything as like a thank you. We do that, and we head back to the parking area, and then we start making our way to the Kibbie Dome. Like before the game, like we meet up with Jarek Walker, who is basically the sports information director for Idaho. Now, he used to be in charge in football, of just football, but he like changed his role a bit. So basically, he was like our tour guide for this entire trip, which was crazy that we got an entire tour guide for this trip, which is like, I can't imagine this. Like we're getting high class service to the Kibbie Dome. Like it feels weird.
Yeah, we're just a bunch of goofballs on the internet, and we're getting treated like VIPs, like getting like introduced to people, walked around to a bunch of stuff, getting told all this neat stuff about like the history of these places and how they were built.
Yeah, we're like on a guided tour of the Idaho history with Jarek, and
yeah, it's a trip.
So before the game, he's walking us around, and they have a new basketball arena, which we walked through the basketball arena, which they just had an event the night before. So the court wasn't in there, but we're in the locker rooms. We're at the practice court where they're showing off. Like the whole building's made out of like wood that they pressed there, which is like,
so they have an experimental forest for their forestry school. So like the wood came from there, and you'll see some pictures when I get the photo blog up of it. The pictures really do not do it justice. It's beautifully designed. Kind of, if you know what the new Portland airport looks like, it's got kind of that kind of feel to it with the wood in the rafters. The courts are gorgeous. They use some of the wood from the old arena in there as well, in places, and it's the arena. Like the arena itself is also just really nice. Like it's big, but it still feels intimate. So it would be a great place if you wanted to go watch a basketball game in there.
I think it'd be worth a trip. Like if you are like a Idaho student, like there's not a bad seat in the house.
No,
like it's very intimate and it's very new. Also, I guess the Idaho men's basketball team. We blessed them with upset win over the men's and women's Idaho
they did.
teams
Yeah.
beat Washington State. So just being there is crazy itself. So, like after we do the tour and everything like that, we get our stuff set up, and then we're like, it's getting close to game time. It's let's go inside the Kibbie Dome, and let's do let's cover the game. Let's do the whole Kibbie Dome thing. For me, I think the best thing about it was like the entryway to the Kibbie Dome. Like we're walking down the path, and you could see like the Kibbie Dome entrance. And we're walking in the path, and like just getting through this giant, I guess, like entryway. I go in there and I look up. I'm like, this thing is gigantic on the inside. I didn't anticipate it to be that big and that expansive. Like I don't.
Yeah, I honestly had no idea what to expect going in, but you walk in down the path, like right when you walk in the door, versus like going up and around and up to where people walk in to get to their seats. You walk down by the locker rooms and stuff, and it's huge. Like I'm not a Doctor Who person, but it definitely felt like the TARDIS. Like it was much bigger on the inside. And it was a lot brighter than I expected as well. It got a lot of really good natural light. So it didn't feel like you were like fully closed off, because you know how sometimes you're in an arena or you're in a dome and you come outside and you're like, how long have I been in there? But it was great. It was they've done a lot of renovations on the inside, so everything is like really relatively new. So it feels really modern. Like the only thing that looks like older is the outside.
Yeah, I feel like this kind of reminds me of something in New Orleans. There's the Smoothie King Center, which when it was finished on the outside, everybody's like, it's done. And the Kibbie Dome kind of has that feel to it. Like there's no aesthetics on the outside. It's just like it just looks like a beer can on its side. Yeah. It's just
like they just cut it in half.
They just cut the beer can in half, and that's what it is. And if they wanted to like make the dome a little bit more aesthetic, maybe it could do a little bit more for its reputation. Which they, Jarek talked about the reputation, and everybody thinks it's like it's not. And I'm like, the outside when you're there is very nice. It's not photogenic though. Like it's not like
like the setting is beautiful. It's just like it looks very plain on the outside. Like it doesn't look dumpy or anything. It's just plain. That's the only thing about it, is like there's nothing that like catches your eye about it. It's just like, oh, here's a dome. It's right there. But it's like it's nestled in these beautiful trees. They've got the water towers there.
It's building to
it's kind of up a little bit. Yeah.
So like everything around it is like perfect.
And
for
it's
it,
right like in the middle of campus, where like everything's very like picturesque. College in the Pacific Northwest. Yeah.
I mean, it's like on the outside, it's just like it's the ultimate stadium to not judge a book by its cover.
Yes.
So like just looking at it on the inside, you're just like, okay, this is. I still can't believe how big it is. Like somebody says it's like an airplane hangar, and I'm like, I feel like it's bigger than an airplane hangar.
Well, yeah, because it's not just the field, but then you've got like the seats, and
Yeah.
you've got like the press box and the clubs and everything
Yes.
around it.
There is a really, really, really like big infrastructure on it itself. Like it feels like they can make more stands if they wanted to, but they don't necessarily need them.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, and the uniqueness of the building itself is basically it's a little bit different than what I was able to experience because I went to Pocatello. That's like the sideways dome. Uh, that dome itself, there's really nothing like on the outside, and the dome itself, like it's just basically it's a normal stadium. You know, it's yeah, okay. It's a sideways dome. You get in, it's a little bit different. It's a normal stadium surroundings or whatever. It's nice. There's orange. It's not built into a hill. It's like there's parking lots surrounding. It's a normal stadium. Walk Up Sky Dome is kind of cool itself. It's nestled around a bunch of trees. There's two giant lumberjacks. You get in, and it's just like a big. It's like a tiny dome. You feel like you're in like an igloo itself
Mm-hmm.
in that one. And there's really nothing on the sides or anything like that for that one. And the stands are just good. There's it's both of those stadiums like Pocatello, the Holt Arena, and Walk Up Sky Dome were great. This one is just it's like a unique atmosphere because like the edges of it, like there's no openness to it. It's like you're like walled in. Like both end zones, you're like walled in. You could walk around them, but you can't see the field. There's no windows, there's nothing like that.
Yeah.
And the goalposts are like mounted to the wall. Now the ones in Idaho, which you can't even walk around Idaho State, they're hanging from the ceiling because it's a weird sideways dome. You can't even walk around from side to side like that either. So it's you can do it, but like there's not a path. It's a small path. There's a wide path for the Kibbie Dome. So it's a little bit unique aspect wise because I just love that the entire I don't know the entirety of the building itself is just like a huge like cylinder
Mm-hmm.
like on its side, but it's like one of the big giant cans you get from Costco. It's like the 60-ounce can of beans or whatever, and like on the side, it's just so
Yeah, or like
massive
a
on
rain
the
barrel
inside.
cut in half. It's like it's big and it's open. It's like it's not thin at like it's very wide.
No, yeah, it's incredible just to go. It's worth the trip. Just completely
It
worth the
really
trip.
is. Some people had asked about like a travel itinerary, and we'll definitely write that up for you. Like
Oh,
if
for
you
sure.
want to make that trip
It
to
is a bit of
Moscow,
a
because it's
journey, and
definitely it's a schlep. It's you need
it's
to know what you're
not
getting into, but
it's not
it's definitely
easy to
worth
get
it.
to.
No,
It's not easy to get to, but totally worth it. And I don't think tickets are really that expensive whatsoever.
no,
So we get to see the stadium and whatnot. We go around the tailgating area, and like Jarek's like, there would have been more people here, and I'm like, I don't care. We just care about the
no.
people.
We people kept telling us like the entire time we were there, they're like, oh, the team's not doing very well. There's not a lot of people here, and the whole time we're like, these are the people that we want to meet. This is why we do what we do.
Yeah,
Because these are the people who are dedicated and they love their team no matter how they're doing. They're just really excited to be together and be here. And even if they're just here to hang out and tailgate, bonus. That's a fun Saturday activity. Like, but if you're also here to watch your team do maybe bad, maybe good,
yeah.
you're my people. We're here for you.
I mean, you're there no matter what your team is doing. I mean, if your team's lost a couple of games in a row, whatever, you're still
Yeah,
coming to
like
the game.
not every year can be a championship year. Like
No,
not every team's going to be Nick Saban Bama. Like
if only.
you were um but like or even if you like look at the Bobcats this year, like you have a championship year last year undefeated, this year it's taking a while for stuff to click. Like some years are just like that. So if you're there to watch your team no matter how they're doing and you're excited to be there, um we want to know you.
Yeah,
Like you're the people that we do this for.
it's awesome. So we get to the game. It's game time. We meet like all the staff that's with Idaho in there. I'm handing out stickers left and right, koozies left and right. I still can't believe I ran out of stickers and koozies. Like I emptied my entire like stash of
Yeah.
everything,
Yeah.
which
And you
is
didn't have a
incredible.
big bunch of stickers because I just put those away. Because Kamish had sent me stickers like week and a half before we were gonna go, thinking like, oh yes, this will be plenty of time for them to be manufactured and sent to my home. Listener, they got to my home at 11 a.m. when I had left at like 9:30. And if I'd stayed to get the mail, because the mail always comes at like 11 noon, like on the dot, we wouldn't have been able to do like half the stuff that we did. So yeah. So now we have to plan another trip. So we can use all these stickers that I have in my home.
So we'll definitely get her out to another game at some point this season so she can hand out stickers. So the game starts. We're talking with them. They're just like, hey, if Portland State comes to the scoreboard side and they get within a field goal or extra point, we're going to put this up on the screen. And it was like, yeah, we're just going to treat this like a fun meme game. I mean, we're 2-5, they're 0-7. We're just going to have some fun with it. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, which is like the ideal football environment to me,
Perfect.
if I'm honest.
For the committee, it's great. Just have some fun. It's football. It's supposed to be a game. It's supposed to be
Yeah,
fun.
it's supposed to be fun.
Yes, it's
You
supposed to be
can't
fun.
take it too seriously, honestly.
Yeah. So the very first drive, Portland State's driving. And they're going in that direction, and they have to settle for a field goal. So we get that put up, we get the photos, we get all that
We
stuff.
make sure to like get ourselves in position, and
yeah, we're like,
just some people are very confused. We're just cracking up.
We're cracking up or dying laughing. I love that I had to have in my conversation with the AD. She's like, "Oh, that's you guys." He's like, "Yeah, that was our character that they just
yes,
did that."
ma'am. Would you like a sticker of it?
Yes, yes. It was a crazy conversation there. I still don't really remember what I said. Hopefully good things.
You guys are just chatting. I got a picture of you guys. It's very nice.
We had a good time. We go from there, and we meet up with Jarek again. And I look up, and I'm like, "Hey, there's the catwalk." I'm like, "Hey, man, has anybody ever go up there? Like, how hard is it to get up there?" Because I could see them doing the all 22. He's like, "Yeah." And then he's like, I was like, "Oh, is anybody allowed to go up there?" He's like, "Do you want to go up there?" I was like, "I don't know. Am I allowed to go up there? Can I do this?" And so Jarek gets this in his head let's do it. Let's go up. I'm like, okay, fine.
Well, he
I
had asked you earlier too, like, hey, do you guys want to go on the roof? And Kamish was maybe leaning yes, and I was a maybe leaning no. Because I had 4 cameras on me, and that would take a lot to get off, and I get a little wigged out in heights, like not in a I'm up high, but in a like I don't have anything to grab onto kind of person. So I wasn't sure how good I'd do in that experience. So I let them do that whole thing.
No, I really, really, really like there's a part of me that's just like, yeah, man, it's cool, get up there. I have some fear of heights.
Yeah.
I would say some. But it's terrifying. Once I'm up there, I'm fine. And then the roof was fine. The one thing that for me is like I'm not in the best shape like physically right now. And we had to go. He had to like swipe a card and whatnot. He had to like just to get to the thing here. And he got it cleared. So we started the third quarter. I'm going up there. I found out later my kiddo was like, he stopped watching the game because he couldn't find me on the sidelines. He wanted me in the same spot the whole game. So he could
we were
see
getting
me.
Updates like he's looking for us.
Okay. So like I get up there and I just look at the stairwell and I'm just like, you got to be kidding me. Like there's no way physically I could walk up these stairs. Because if you look at the inside of the Kibbie Dome on the edge, you see like these stair like looking shapes around the edge of it. That's the actual stairs that I'm taking. Like these little like indentations on the edge of the Kibbie Dome. That's the stairs that I'm taking to get up there. Once I get up there to the spot, it's the ladder that you go down and you're looking at a grate. Which this ladder is not a normal ladder. It's like little circle rungs. It's very thin circle poles. Like, and I'm like, I got on good shoes because I got some hiking shoes. I had some like, all weather shoes in case the rain was bad or whatever. So I have good shoes. I have all this stuff. And I'm like, okay, um, that going down, like I could not move down fast. Um, like getting up, I'm fine. But down, I just hate that you have to go down the ladder first
Mhm.
because it's like it's backward in your head. You're like, no, I should have to be going up something first and then get back down. And going down the ladder is typically normally the hardest part of getting up and down on a ladder, going down. So I was able to get through it. There's a cage around my back, so I don't have to worry about like falling or anything like that. I get down there and I'm like just beat, exhausted, kind of shaking on the inside, just
Yeah,
my
'cause it's
heart is
not just,
fluttering.
like, going up and down ladders and stuff, like, the
No.
adrenaline will also get you.
So
And those pictures of, like, just the
yeah.
angle that the ladders and the stairs and
Mhm.
stuff were at, no thank you.
So I'm there. I get there. I go sit down a little bit. Then there's like a walkway that's like metal. That's not completely metal. There's no um like see-through grate because the see-through grate that wasn't fun. Like just being on a grate and like, hey, you can see all the way to the floor. And I'm walking
Mhm.
on this. This is not good for your mental state. I'm there. I'm having a good time. I'm still kind of like, oh, what am I doing here? Jarek takes some photos. I take some photos. Jarek's like, hey, I want to stay up here until this drive ends and see if we can get a video of a touchdown. And then as soon as he says that, bam, play breaks open, dude wide open, touchdown. I get the extra point video and photos. We get that. You can hear my voice on the video. We do that. And then Jarek looks at me. He's like, hey, you want to keep going? You want to go to the roof? I'm like, yeah, let's go to the roof. Let's do it. We go to the roof. I get up on the roof. And after just being sweating to climb up that, you don't even go upstairs anymore. You're like walking on in between the little metal pole thingies to get
Mhm.
up to the roof. Like the stairs have ended. Now you're like walking on the physical roof part of the dome where the wood and stuff is. It's just like, what am I doing up here? He opens the hatch. This ladder wasn't that big at all, and getting up on the hatch was just incredible. I took a bunch of photos. We could see Martin Stadium, like Wazoo. You can see the lights on in their stadium
Mhm.
because it's like just clear across the plains. It was um, it was incredible. It was a beautiful view. It wasn't raining. It was cool. I needed that cool air after like sweating to get up there.
Bring his soul
Um,
back to his body.
oh yeah, it was just something that I'm like, okay, I'm on the roof of the Kibbie Dome. I feel like I like conquered the Kibbie Dome. It's like I have defeated you, Kibbie Dome. But like this was something that I don't think any other like school can top something like this. For me, I mean maybe like if I get on top of like the Carrier Dome or something like that, which I don't know if I'd want to do that because
Yeah,
that's a little bit
that's
higher.
bigger. Ooh, I don't know about
Yeah,
that.
I don't know about that one. But again, there's certain levels. Like the Kibbie wasn't too big and too intimidating, but I don't know. I've never been in a carrier dome, so I don't want to rule anything out. But man, this was just something incredible. After I get back down, I'm just like, I'm just gonna go chill in the press box for a little bit. I need to drink some water. I'm out of breath. I'm kind of just like I need to sit down. I need to like I can't believe I just did this. Uh, and more like, is my wife gonna kill me? It's like, what are you doing? Climbing on the roof.
Yeah, like, literally,
I
like,
was like,
while you're up there, you're like, "What am I doing?" And then you come down, you're like, "What did I just do?"
well, oh my god, what did I just do? What have I done? Um, like if my wife was there, she would have said no. I think
Yeah.
to go up there, but I'm like, here, I'm in the Kibbie Dome. I got to do it.
It's
I
a
mean,
once in a
basic,
lifetime thing. Literally,
yeah.
like, it's a when am I gonna be here again? When am I
Hmm.
gonna get this experience again? You gotta do it. Like, low key, I probably should have gone as well, but sometimes I'm just a big baby about stuff, and I didn't want to be that guy being a bunny.
I want like there was like there's a part where like I'm coming down. He's just like, hey, yeah, don't go down too fast because if you hit your head, like when going down, like you could hit your head on the railings. Going up, you're like, climbing up steep and you have no chance to hit your head. But on the way down, if you go too fast, you can just smack yourself right in the head in concrete. So like I'm going down, like, ducking the whole time and just like seeing the inner workings of the dome itself, like on the suspension with all the metal and everything. It was just like I shouldn't be seeing this. Like this should stay hidden, but I'm seeing this and it's cool, but it's like no. So this was like, oh my god, I was just on top of the building. I'm like, woo! I took photos. Like, yeah, I'm the king of the Kibbie Dome. Uh, it was insane. It's just something that maybe you could see the practice field below. You could see the whole town, which I mean was vibrant with color, even though the sky was gray, which is incredibly beautiful. Whew, like a memory for a lifetime there for sure. I don't think you could have made it up with all your cameras and whatnot.
No,
That would have been
yeah. Even one of my cameras would not have made it with me.
like I
So
was struggling just to do it with a water bottle in
yeah,
my
because
hand.
if I wanted to go up, I would
Yeah,
have wanted to take at least one of my cameras.
yeah,
And there's no way I would have made it up with any of them. Like they would have like bonked against stuff. I would have broke something. I would have broke something on myself. So instead, while they were up there, I was just kind of hanging out. I didn't realize we had seats in the press box with our names on them and everything. So I was just
yeah.
kind of hanging out. And the guys in the Spanish language booth are like, hey, do you want to come hang out in the booth with us? So they were really nice. They let me bring my stuff. And I was just sitting listening to, was it Steve Gauch? I think was his name. He does the Mariners broadcast in for ESPN Deportes. If you've ever listened to that radio feed, or if you have it on like MLB, the MLB app. So he does Spanish language for the Vandals. So he was in town for the weekend doing that. And there were a couple dudes there as well. I didn't catch their names, or I did, and I forgot them, and I'm really sorry. But we were hanging out there, and then one of them like tapped me on the shoulder and was like, hey, you can see them on the catwalk over there. So pictures of Kamish that are of him and Jarek up on the catwalk and then climbing up to go up to the roof. Those are from the Spanish language booth, which if you're orienting it in the stadium is
Yeah.
literally right above the band.
Yeah.
So they must have really good headphones in there because that band got loud. But like getting to hang out in the booth with them was really nice. Listening to them call a game in Spanish is cool because then I'm like, oh yeah, I do kind of remember how to speak Spanish and like I understand what's going on. Because that was my first foreign language, and then I learned 6 others and forgot Spanish. So I was in there with them, and then they came back down, and we got some water and then sat down in the press box instead of going back down onto the field because Kamish was like, I need to sit for a while.
Yeah, I need to sit. Like
soul come back to his
exhausted.
body, process what just happened.
Yeah, physically needed to just relax. Like it was just too much like on the inside.
Yeah, adrenaline. Yeah. So we got to watch. I've never actually sat really in a press box and watched a game, so that was pretty neat to do. And just kind of sit up there, see how a press box goes, see what the game looks like from up high. Because I've been in press boxes before covering games with the Sickos here, but I don't usually have a seat, or I don't ask for a seat because I'm usually expecting I'll just be on the field the whole time, and I don't want to be in the way because that's just sort of who I am as a person. So I will just try to be out of the way for stuff. So we were just hanging out in the press box, chatting with some of the people around us when I was getting like film, video, and photos and stuff. Finished watching the game. And then sort of after the game, we started making our way back down to the field to see people, to sort of check out the field again after the game was over.
Yeah. So that was like a little bit. It was cool. Like it was like a 15, 30-minute thing. It was like, let all the people get off the field, let everything clear. I wanted to try to kick an extra point, which didn't go well. Probably because my legs were just awful.
Exhausted.
Yeah, just exhausted from flying and everything.
You had leg day. It's hard to kick an extra point after that.
Yeah, I had one that I like. If I'd have got one more shot, I think I would have made it, because like I had the second one, like I had the ball kick right. It was just too low. But I would have got it the next one. And then like it's funny, I came back home and my kiddo wanted me to kick the ball. I like booted it like 40 yards. So it's like,
well, yeah,
damn it, of course.
Because you didn't just climb on a freaking roof.
Yeah, I didn't just climb on a roof and do. I closed all my rings on my Apple Watch that day. Yeah, after the game, we're leaving and whatnot. We get to hold the axe. We got to see the Seahawks ring that the Spanish language announcer got.
Yeah, he's like, the 1 year I worked for the Seahawks was the year they went to the Super Bowl, and I got a ring for it. Listeners, it was crazy.
Yeah.
It was gorgeous, and they had like an emerald where the Seahawk eye is. Like, yeah, very nice touch.
We got some pictures of that.
Yeah.
And Bridget did some cool stuff with some video. Hopefully that stuff came out well.
Hopefully it comes out.
Yeah, it's gonna
film is always
we'll
sort of not unreliable, but you can never 100% count on film. So pretty sure the photos came out. Hopefully the film video came out, because Kodak has redone the way that they kind of do their motion picture film. And sometimes the film doesn't spool, like it doesn't like advance in the camera, because I was shooting on what's called Super 8, which is like, if you've ever seen like old home movies from like the 60s, that's the kind of camera I was shooting on. So I'm hoping that stuff came out. We'll find out when the lab gets it back to me. But I got lots of videos, I got lots of pictures on my phone and on my other cameras. So hopefully we have a good mix of stuff to look forward to.
Yeah, I'm excited for that, to see what it comes out. So we're still going to have some more stuff. I'm going to write a blog about this for sure. As we're leaving, like the Idaho players got some Chick-fil-A. The only thing that we could grab, Jarek got us some cookies, which were huge. I needed the cookie.
Yeah, we needed the blood sugar,
the little boost to get us going.
Yeah,
and then we met the coach. Family took pictures with the coach. We met the coach's family. I gave the kids the last couple stickers I had, which is incredible. I'm glad to do that. Amazing. After that, we went to go get some dinner. We went to downtown Moscow, which was we
went to Loco Grinds. So we'd been given, we've been talking with some of the folks, like Eric and a couple of his buddies, that they had given us some recommendations of places to go.
Sideline too? Yeah.
Yes, James as well. Shout out to James. He is another photographer. You can follow him as well.
Clips by James or something, I think.
Clips by James, I believe.
Clips by James, yes.
Yeah. So he covers Idaho sports. I think he's doing his master's in like visual media kind of stuff. So it's all in his Insta. You can follow it. He's a good hang. So they had given us some recommendations of places to go. So we ended up at Loco Grinds, which was a local Hawaiian place. And we were thinking about going to the place, little kind of kitty corner, called the Corner Bar.
Yeah.
But we were also just kind of tired, and it was getting a little late and dark, and it was starting to rain. So we're just like, let's just get some food in us, so we're not like fading on the 1.5-hour drive back in the dark. I got the Loco Moco commish. Did you get I
got like some barbecue beef, which was really good.
Yeah. It was like, you would not expect there to be good Hawaiian food in like on the Washington-Idaho border. It was very good.
It was delicious. It hit the spot. It was good stuff. And then we were getting through the rain to get out of Moscow, which the rain drive back in the dark was definitely not fun.
It was an experience.
It was
Shout
an
out to CarPlay
experience.
for the map and Commish helping navigate. Like, okay, you
Yeah,
got a
I
big
was like,
curve coming up.
it's like it seems like we were doing. I was the rally car driving
Yeah,
NASCAR.
literally.
Yeah, it was crazy. We went through the town of Palouse itself. They had a Halloween thing called Haunted Palouse, which was packed.
There was like a party bus parked. It was just
Yeah,
like they closed down the main streets and
it
people
was
were
like
just
a
out hanging
like
out.
the whole thing in the town itself, and it was like we're going through these towns, and like Bridget's like, "Hey, look at the sunset." I'm like, "What? What?" It's like, you know, like what time is it?
It was like 7:30,
Uh,
8 o'clock, and it was
and I'm
just
like,
like you're
"What?
just hitting last light,
What?"
but because it's
Yeah,
so like flat out there,
yeah.
you can see the sunset till very late.
It was crazy. So it's going through, and then the rain was not fun. Getting tailgated by a Tesla the whole time was not fun either.
Yeah, God.
Um, yeah,
And like they wouldn't
and
go around is the thing.
no,
Like we would come to passing lanes and they would just stay behind me. And I'm like, brother, what are you doing?
what are you doing? Just pass. Um, and so, like going through these little towns is crazy. Like seeing it at nighttime gave it a lot more eerie feeling to it,
Yeah.
compared to like seeing it during the day. I'm sure.
Yeah. Like it gets real dark out there.
Man, it was like incredibly dark. And then getting back to Spokane, getting back to the hotel, like we're just like shower, bed. I gotta get up at like 4 a.m. something to get to the
Yeah.
airport, which like a cold front came through and it's like 40 with like 20 something mile an hour winds, which is not.
I had the wind advisory that had come up on my phone. I'm like, that's going to be fun driving back and like looking at snow and like, am I going to dodge it on the pass? And so we wanted to kind of just get done and get out of there as early as possible.
Yeah.
Just so
Which
we can kind
is
of be on our ways.
so I mean I get the flight and I get back to Phoenix. I wait for like, like a 2 hour layover, which is fine. And I get back to San Antonio. I wake up at like 4 a.m. Pacific time. I get back to San Antonio at like 5 p.m. Central. It's just like it's like 12 hours, just like a blur, just to do this. So this was something that was just incredibly intense to go through, uh, to get to it. Ultimately, completely worth it. Just like making memories that I never gonna forget. Like bucket list trip. If you do try to do the trip to Idaho, I mean Spokane is going to be your best bet to fly into. Driving, I mean, look, I mean Boise's like 4 some odd hours away. If you fly into Boise, Spokane's the closest, but like it is like this place is in the middle of nowhere.
Mm-hmm.
Like there is
Yeah, you're looking at
nothing.
least like your closest is a 90-minute drive, and that's from Spokane.
Yeah,
Otherwise, everything else is at least like 3-4 hours.
yeah. If we jokingly with somebody, he was like, "Yeah, I'll drive 6.5 hours from Portland to do that," but it's just like that's a doable drive. But the only problem is you need to spend the night in hotels for $700 a night.
Yeah, which was
It may have been
not happen.
it,
That's
it may have been
yeah.
different. Like if I was able to fly in and then we had to drive 90 minutes. I mean,
Yeah, or if it was a different weekend, right? Like we could
yeah,
have got in, we could have like done Eastern Washington on the way down and then
yeah,
gone down to Moscow and just stayed around there and done that. But again, we're not paying that much for like $700 hotels,
no,
Airbnbs,
there was
Verbos,
no
none of that.
Airbnbs or anything like that.
There was
Nothing.
nothing. Like we were looking at staying in like Lewiston as well. We're just like, no, it was just Spokane. Spokane will have food. There's the airport. It's fine.
Yeah, so we did it that way. It was a blast. I got to meet Big Sky Bridget in person for the first time. We had podcasted for so
We did. I know. This is the
for a
first
few
time I've
years.
actually met one of the committee members in person because I met Jay
Yeah,
Arnold last year, friend of the show,
yes,
when he did the Send Jay away game at MSU. But yeah, this was the first time I've met somebody from the committee in person. So it was really nice to just roll up and be like, oh, there's my friend in my phone and on my laptop.
yeah.
And we're gonna hang out and spend the weekend together. It's always good. If you have good internet friends, you should meet them.
Yeah, it was a
And go
blast.
to a game together, dude. It's so much fun.
It was so cool. They had fans in the stands. I mean, it was still rather packed.
Yeah, the band was having fun with it. It was great.
It was great. It was military appreciation weekend that came out on, like, Joe Vandal was in like a four-wheeler. We were like on the field next to the four-wheeler thingy.
Yeah, like
It
Derek like
was
brought us up like right here. Like
like,
you can
oh
stand
my
like you
god.
can stand closer, it's okay. Again, my
Yeah.
like, oh no, I can't be in the way. Like
I
I
Unbelievable.
can't put myself somewhere. But he's like, no, it's
Yeah.
fine. You can stand here.
So like I can't even believe like what uh the whole trip was about. I'm still just there's so much I probably still missed, but like this is kind of like the main things that are still in my head. I'm gonna write a blog about this. I hope to get it out next week sometime, which would probably be, I'd say, next Wednesday. Let's say the 12th or the 13th of next week of November. I don't know when this podcast is coming out. I don't know how long this will take to edit, but it was a blast. I hope your patronage and this was completely worth it, to join the committee to allow us to do something like this, because I mean, just just a phenomenal time, phenomenal trip. Everybody at Idaho was just thrilled that we were there. Kept saying how much they loved our stuff and just throwing us for a loop. Like,
Yeah,
oh
that
wow,
that that's really the
you
biggest
actually,
part of the whole thing. Like every time
yeah,
we meet people
yeah,
who not only know what we do, but like
yeah,
support it and
yeah,
enjoy it and believe in it and have the
it,
same kind of spirit for we're just going to have fun with this because like when I was at Big Sky Media Days, introducing sort of what the committee is to other people, it was like, yeah, we cover college football. And we try to have fun with it because you can't really take it too seriously. So, um, just everyone was so just kind and hospitable and welcoming. Um, yeah, I can't get over just what a fun experience it was. And just to a person, everyone was just really just wonderful to be around. And it was a great environment to take in a game. Like I know we keep saying that, but it's really unique in college football um, to be at a school where people like at a smaller school where people still feel really invested in their team and love their team no matter what. It's really part of like it is everywhere, part of the fabric of the town.
yeah,
But I really feel like you feel it a lot more when you're in places like schools in the Big Sky.
yeah. It's just, I mean, it's just something that just gives me a better appreciation of FCS football,
Yes.
like lower level football. Like, yeah, I mean, there's people that really care. They for these their teams, and they know where their level is. They know how big their city is. They know how big their stadium is. And there's people that drive all over to get to these games, and I mean, these towns don't really hold these people. They have to drive from all over to go to these games.
Yeah. One of the
And
dudes that we were
yeah,
chatting with had driven down from Sandpoint, which is close to Canada, friends.
yeah, we were way up there. I was way up there. Commission my 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 southern living self was basically a fish out of water up there, which is incredible.
Yeah, you're probably
It
as
was
close to
fun to see.
Canada as you've ever been.
I was at Niagara Falls.
Oh,
I
okay.
could see.
Okay. Yeah.
It's funny. Like, I've been as close as possible to Mexico and as close as possible to Canada without
Actually
going to
going.
either.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like I'm driving on I-10 through El Paso right by the Sun Bowl. Like on the other side of the interstate is Mexico.
Mm-hmm.
I've been in Laredo, which like basically I saw the entrance to Mexico, the gate
Yeah.
there. I've been in Niagara Falls in Buffalo, Niagara Falls area, and like you could see the Canadian side of Niagara Falls, which looks like a giant festival. There's Ferris wheels, and then you're on the American side, it's just like a park.
Yep.
it's,
Yeah. I've been to both
it's
sides and it's a trip.
yeah. But it's an awesome trip. I've been struggling to write about it, but this will help get the brain flowing and writing, and hopefully get everything going here. And again, I appreciate the patronage. We appreciate you being a part of the Discord, listening to the podcast, buying merch, just reading what we write. Like anything that you do to support us, we can't do this without you. And this was just something that was Absolutely phenomenal. I still don't have enough words to describe how cool it was. So I thank all of you, and I'm glad I got to meet Bridget in person. Just an incredible time. I'm looking wistfully right now. I have to say that out loud because you can't see my face. But just
no, but like Commish and I were talking in the car, and he's like, I'm just going to be messaging you in like a month. Like, remember when we did this? Remember when we did it? Like, it really is like a bucket list trip, not just like getting to be treated like VIPs, although like that was definitely like a trip. Just getting to go to these places and experience football in all its different forms at all these different levels that we cover. Just means a ton for people who love college football and have like a deep love, not just for the sport itself, but for the people who love college football. So getting to do that and have people who share that same kind of mindset and who support and believe what we do, whether you're a patron or you're someone who works in athletics, at every level, we really just genuinely cannot tell you how thankful we are that this is what we get to do. We get to take a random weekend in October and go to Idaho and cover a game at one of the most unique settings in college football.
Just amazing. Again, thank y'all for listening. And I hope you enjoy the rest of your day or evening whenever you listen to this. And thank you for being patrons. Have a good one.
With so many options, why choose Arizona State University?
For me, the only online option was ASU because of the quality. Their faculty was really involved with their students and care about your personal journey. The dedication to my personal development from my professors, that's been extremely valuable to me.
Earn your degree from the nation's most innovative university. Online. That's a degree better. Explore more than 350 plus undergraduate, graduate, and certificate programs at asuonline.asu.edu.